If there is one thing people hate more than being told what to do or stubbing their pinky toe, it is high gas prices. Just seeing the price at the pump triggers a blinding rage and a desire to know who is responsible. Rather than question if they should have bought a more fuel-efficient vehicle or if cities should invest more in public transit, most people flip on their favorite news channel. Thankfully, the news confirms their suspicions. The opposing political party is behind everything. You, however, are much more intelligent. You understand mainstream media is not to be trusted and in the pockets of big oil. You know who's not in the pockets of big oil? Me, despite my repeated requests to be added to their payroll and threats to publish this video. As some random person on the internet with no credentials, you know I can be trusted. Many people falsely believe oil is dinosaur juice. Who wouldn't want a T-Rex powering their car? Unfortunately, this is untrue. Coca-Cola has a monopoly on dinosaur juice, the tasty secret ingredient in their namesake beverage. Oil is actually made up of countless dead microorganisms. Cars don't go fast because of big creatures that used to go roar. They go fast because of many dead microorganisms that went. Not only is this anticlimactic compared to dinosaur juice, it comes with its own problems. While the microorganisms that power our cars are dead, many are still alive. Much like the estates of celebrities, the living microorganisms have no problem selling out their dead relatives for a quick buck. Big Oil relies upon this cooperation for the creation of Go Fast juice, but it comes at a price. How does it work? Microorganisms round up their undesirables, such as convicts, political prisoners, and the homeless, and throw them into a blender. The resulting slurry is sold to Big Oil and transmitted through traditional methods, such as offshore oil rigs and pump jacks. Since the engines in our vehicles are picky eaters, the slurry is refined into gasoline or diesel. It is then delivered to gas stations where, through a stream of angry tears, you max out your credit card for half a tank and take one step closer to bankruptcy. Other than purchasing the dead microorganisms, the process is remarkably cheap. The public can complain all it wants. Big Oil knows you'll pay because the only other options are join the weirdos on public transit or become one of those assholes who rides bikes. Even after passing the majority of the profits to the microorganisms, Big Oil still makes more money than God. They're happy with the arrangement. They claim it is competitive and that diplomacy is the only option. History proves this to be a lie. The corporate world has a rich heritage of cooperating with dictators, warlords, and organized crime, of funding insurgent groups, operating in war zones, and hiring private militias, of toppling democratic governments that dared stand in their way. Anything that threatens profit is fair game. Putting all that aside for a moment, even if you take a page from the corporate world and ignore the truth, the conclusion is the same. Big Oil, they're nothing but a bunch of cowards. The only micro we should be negotiating with is a microdose of mushrooms or a microphone at karaoke night. As the name implies, microorganisms are small, much, much smaller than us. If there is one thing school has taught me, it's that the bigger organism always wins. And if capitalism has taught us anything, there is nothing unethical about the pursuit of profit. We are humans. Since when have we ever negotiated with inferior opponents? We will kill our own kind without a second thought, but some puny microorganisms come along and we cave to their demands? For shame. If anything, they should be paying us. To not declare war on microorganisms is an insult to every person who ever died defending their elected government or repelling colonial invaders. A betrayal of our species. What would the tiny buggers do about it anyway? It's not like microorganisms have ever decimated the human population through invisible warfare, collapsed civilizations, and started a dark age. They're practically begging for a good old-fashioned curb stomp. Big Oil has facilitated our financial fleecing for far too long. We need to take back our freedom, to pay low gas prices, and to subject the microorganisms to our will. Did you know the number one source of funding for terrorists and dictators is the high price of oil? Imagine a world where you go to fill up your car or truck, and instead of getting a heart attack, you achieve enlightenment, where the price of a barrel of oil goes down and gas prices actually go down with it, where poverty is eliminated and we make the microorganisms pay for it. Cheap gasoline, unlimited happiness, and peace on Earth. Is that a Nobel Prize I smell? If you're a big oil executive watching this video, the offer to buy my silence still stands. Like a politician, industry regulator, or environmental watchdog, you'll find my cooperation surprisingly cheap. Sure, you could hire a hitman to silence me, but since they possess actual skills, and given the danger of their profession, clearly aren't spineless, it's simply not a cost-effective maneuver. Besides, after all the oil spills, climate woes, and corruption, your reputation can't afford another scandal. And if you double the offer, you'll not only buy my silence, I will actively publish Big Oil disinformation. Big Oil might be richer than God, but isn't more money better?